Hey everybody, welcome back to Almost Sideways. My name is Adam, and this clip is from our latest episode of the podcast, which is streaming on Stitcher, Pandora, Spotify, and Apple services. Links to those are down in the show notes down below. But this is a review of the 2020 film streaming on Hulu called Happiest Season with an all-star cast. But all four of the guys are in this episode talking about this film. Terry, Todd, Zach, and myself break this film down. We discussed it. If we liked it, we didn't like it. But nonetheless, we talk about it in this audio clip. There's videos, some pictures in there as well. So make sure you check it out. And if you like what you're hearing, think about following us on our podcast. And also subscribe today for more videos and audio segments like this right now.
Our featured review this week, we are looking at Happiest Season. Came out a few weeks ago, but we wanted to do a holiday movie. Todd, you're first. Tell us all about Happiest Season and what you thought.
Okay, it is directed by Clea Duvall. It is about a girl named Harper, played by Mackenzie Davis, and she is taking her girlfriend, Abby, played by Kristen Stewart, home for the holidays, and Abby plans on proposing. The only catch is that Harper hasn't come out to her parents yet, so Abby starts to question her relationship with Harper, especially when she gets kind of spooked by her parents and by the acquaintances she keeps running into in Pittsburgh. It's a really snowy week when they're there. And we don't review a lot of really stupid, sappy, no-stakes, happy rom-coms on this podcast, but when we do, we get a shit on them, which is fun. So it's going to be cool. This is nothing more than an exquisitely cast Hallmark Christmas special. Honestly, heading to the Harper's parents' house, I was hoping it was Get Out or something. It was this slow build-up to something really crazy. They even put her in the basement. And no, it is so lame from the start. It never gets any better. The cast is really good and eclectic, but those garbage movies like Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve and Collateral Beauty, they still suck regardless of the cast. This one definitely takes its place among those. There's awkward dialogue, the oh-so-important secret that everyone's keeping, and fumbling around words, the kooky music. I don't know, every cliche in the book, and not just holiday movies, but returning to your hometown movies. She just randomly runs into her famous exes on the same night. Oh shit, that's so exciting. Or competitive sibling trying to ruin everything. I've never seen that. That's astonishing. Damn, I don't know. Kristen Stewart's disinterested in the movie. Mackenzie Davis is fine. Daniel Levy is that character in every movie, the Lil Rel Howery character in Get Out. He's just he's on the phone with the lead the whole time, talking about how shitty everything is and giving advice, the characters in every movie. Mary Holland is the one character I actually kind of liked. She was doing something, but she also co-wrote the movie, so maybe she had different plans for it. I just wanted the movie to end, which I never thought I would say about a movie with Aubrey Plaza and Alison Brie, are two of my favorite actresses in the entire world. I also wanted more of Abby and Riley together. I kind of wanted them to end up together or whatever. I don't know. I gave the movie a chance, and I only finished it because I had to review it for this podcast. The cast is brought down because the screenplay is so bad, and the directing is really bad too. We can't even enjoy the actors. I don't know. Two of my favorite actresses are giving 50%. And so you put those two half stars together, you get 1 star. It's one of the worst movies of the year. Terrible movie.
Whoa. Okay. Zach, you're next.
Yeah, I didn't hate it nearly as much as Todd, but I was by no means a fan of this movie either. I'll echo a lot of what Todd said. I thought it was very derivative. You're right, every single cliche, every single implausibility. Oh, look who she happened to run into. Not even sitcom level. The writing is embarrassing. The performances are over the top. You want a more dignified performance out of Victor Garber and Mary Steenburgen, who, these are kind of interesting characters, but the movie touches on, I think, what are some universal and potentially, fairly significant issues about sexual identity and gender. But of course, this movie doesn't really want to tackle them in any sincere way because it's, like Todd said, a glorified Hallmark movie. I'm giving the movie 2 stars though because of an actor that Todd pointed out, which is Mary Holland. She is the MVP of this movie and the highest war performance. Every scene she's in, she is great. And she has this kind of great, awkward presence that's a little bit reminiscent of Jan Brady in the Brady Bunch movies in the 90s. She's she's this strange sort of artist who's kind of in her own world. And I like the running gag that she is really only there to fix the father's internet issues, wireless router. So she's funny. The rest of the movie, though, is pretty bad. So 2 stars. Is this
Adam,
thrice decline?
where are you at with this one?
No, okay. Forgot. There's more than 3 of us today.
I know.
So,
Adam, what do you think? Go for it.
Zach sent me a text saying, I bet you $2 million you get this 3 stars. So I could just say any number right now other than 3 stars, I get $2 million. So really just kind of wanted it to end kind of everything that you guys said. I think the most interesting character was the one sister who always fixes the internet, and I also really enjoyed every time Aubrey Plaza was on screen, but I'm just a big fan of hers anyway, so every time she showed up I just wanted to see more of that. And that dynamic with Kristen Stewart and Aubrey Plaza I think would have been a super interesting maybe story or movie in itself. But yeah, this movie is just a 2-star film. There's nothing. It's better than the other Christmassy movie that I got from Netflix called The Holiday, which was horrible. So
we want to hear about that.
Yeah, well, my review's online, AlmostSideways.com.
I'm gonna be different. I couldn't help but be charmed by this. I'm giving it 3 stars. And honestly, I don't necessarily disagree with anything that you guys have said. I just liked it. It was the right time, the right moment for me to really just get into a movie like this. I wasn't really expecting much more than it ended up being, and because of that, I enjoyed it. It's kind of like an elevated cast Hallmark movie. I enjoyed it. It was just a charming little movie, and that's all it needed to be, and that's all I wanted it to be, and that's what I got. And so it's getting its 3 stars. However, I will say, you guys had a good call. Mary Holland's character is great. I really like Dan Levy in this. However, I will say, seeing someone who looks that much like his father and sounds that far apart from his father was throwing me off so bad, considering Eugene Levy is so iconic in his look and his sound, and to have someone like Dan look so much like that iconic look and sound the furthest from what his father sounds like, it was throwing me off the entire movie.
So this movie has an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Who are these critics? I mean, obviously Terry's one of them.
I have a bunch of people that really like this movie on Letterboxd. A lot of people I actually know who have given like at least 3.5 out of 5, 4 stars. It's weird. They say they were just charmed and adored by it. That's usually like everybody had that same exact sentence. I was charmed and adored by this film. That's the same sentence in every single each one of these reviews on Letterboxd.
Yeah, go.
Like, if you would have read off this cast to me, I would have said, like, this is going to be one of my favorite movies, and I can't believe I'm embarrassed for the actors that they appeared in this.
Yeah, go.
Together.
It was never gonna be like this crazy emotional classic, but
so was I an idiot for having this on
movie.
my beginning of year Oscar predictions for like screenplay and stuff?
Yeah, you were.
Wow.
A movie directed by an actor that is not a mainstream actor. I thought this was going to be more like a Joe Swanberg movie or something like that.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah, I
can see that
so
expectation.
I'll also admit that I was going to give this movie 2.5 stars until I heard Todd's review. That knocked it down a half star. He made some really compelling points.